There's a new study from economists at Harvard University and the University of California-Berkeley about economic mobility, or as we like to call it, the American dream. And they looked at the rate of economic mobility all throughout the U.S. to see where it was best and where it was worst. And what they found is, in the South, it is horrible. In fact, there's a chart here. It's the map of the United States, and the darker red areas are where economic mobility is the worst. And what they say is that those areas, they have higher levels of segregation, more income inequality, and more single parents. And they also say, this is the most important part, regions with fewer social networks and poorer schools are typically worse off. So, in other words, if you don't have, a bunch of kids or a bunch of people with access to equal material well-being, then you're not giving them an equal opportunity and an equal shot at being well off. Oftentimes, see, this is what the Republicans do. They'll say, well, look, the problem is the single parents. It says it right there. But no. The problem is that because it's a single parent, they don't have the material well-being that they need to give the kid an equal opportunity and an equal shot at life. You know, Mitt Romney's kids, they had all the material well-being necessary, right? And look, and they did fine. If you give a kid in the middle of Harlem enough material well-being and enough security, yeah, he's going to do fine too. So, I mean, the solution to this is simple. You got to lessen income inequality. You got to get rid of segregation. You got to desegregate more. You need to have an actual social safety net that really looks after the poorest people among us. And you got to make sure that the schools are fully funded, the education system is fully funded. You got to make sure the healthcare is fully funded so that they don't have to worry about going bankrupt if something goes wrong. And when you do that, then you'll see that economic mobility rises. And by the way, if you say, well, this is anecdotal, this is your opinion, this is that, this is that, remember, this is the findings of the actual study itself. Okay, this is the finding of the researchers and the sociologists. And also, this isn't the only area where we have this conclusion. If you look over places like Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, Finland, the places that have the highest levels of redistribution of wealth, the most heavily regulated capitalism, and you look at the places that are social democracies, as they're called, they're further to the left on the political spectrum than we are. They still have capitalism, but it's also counterbalanced with a healthy amount of socialism in government. Those are the places that have the highest levels of economic mobility.